Okay, it's Saturday morning, it's just come up to 9 o'clock and I'm at the Avtovokazol, whatever, bus station in Bishkek. I think it's actually called the Eastern Bus Station. This is the main bus station for international routes. I'm going to be on a 6-hour bus today, going all the way to Almaty in southern Kazakhstan, just right across the border. My bus doesn't leave for an hour, but I obviously wanted to make sure that I was here, make sure that I was able to, the taxi got me here on time, just in case there are any traffic issues or roadworks issues, that sort of thing. We've got an hour to wait. Yeah, so it's going to be 6 hours. I've already got some supplies. I went to the supermarket before leaving, and I just got a couple of large bits of bread and a Mars bar, some Pringles, and got lots of water. Just in case there was nothing here, because when I looked at pictures online, they didn't show any kind of shops or any kind of food. Actually, it turns out to be quite a few places here, but I wanted to be absolutely certain. So it's going to be 6 hours. Stupidly, I forgot to do any exchange on Revolut for my pounds to the Kazakh money. So hopefully there's Wi-Fi here. I can do that. If not, then I'll just have to wait. I've got cash, but it's not a problem. It's just a bit of a hassle. So. We're going to have a quick look around the bus station, show what's here. But first of all, my bus isn't one of these at all. These are the mini buses. I'm guessing these are more for local transport. Mine's a full-sized coach. Ticket's already booked, thanks to the guy at the hostel, the Tunduk hostel. So thanks for that, mate. And yeah, so it's just going to be wait for an hour. Try not to get too bored. The sun is back out now. Yesterday was a horrific day of just rain and drizzle, so I didn't get to enjoy another day at the pool. But I did actually have a bit of a hassle last night with my accommodation. So I booked this hostel weeks ago, and then a couple of days ago when I was in Tajikistan, I got a message saying that there'd been some flooding and I had to cancel the booking. So I did that. I booked another hostel, and there's a little pod hostel, you know, with these little small cubicle rooms. And I was fine. Message came through about a cancellation booking and whatever, and refund, blah, blah, blah. And then last night, when I was looking, I wanted to actually look at where I needed to go on Hostel World. It showed that my second booking had been cancelled. The product, I was very confused. I looked, somehow my second hostel was cancelled, and I looked at my emails on Hotmail, and lo and behold, one of the emails was your cancellation has been request has been, it's been cancelled, which I never made. I never made a second cancellation. So somehow my second booking was cancelled. So I went online and I found another pod hostel, which was pretty good. Made the booking, and then a few minutes later got an email from the hostel saying, oh, there's actually nothing available on those dates, can you cancel that booking? So I had to cancel that booking as well. Hostel World said, well, because it was like a day before the actual arrival, I wasn't entitled to a full refund. So I got a partial refund, which stinks. I'm going to have to email the hostel about that, because I made that booking on Hostel World in good faith. You know, the dates were there, the booking went through, the money went through, and then suddenly I wasn't able to, but then I don't get the full refund, so I'm going to have to do something about that. But I managed to, so in the end I just decided to book a hotel. It looks like I got a pretty good one. It's called the Royal Palace Hotel. It's little out, about 4 kilometres from the city centre, but then again the Tunduk hostel was about 5 kilometres, so it's not a big hardship. Just a taxi ride, it won't be that expensive. But obviously you've got to get there first. The actual bus station I'm arriving at is about 10 kilometres from the hotel. And I just need to make sure I get the right taxi. Obviously you're going to have to get the official ones, not the tout ones. I don't want to get screwed over like I did in Tajikistan. So, got an hour to kill. I'm going to first of all I'm going to eat, because I haven't actually had any breakfast yet. Have something to eat. And then in an hour we'll be heading off across the border to Kazakhstan. So, see you in a minute. So we just had a little stop at a service station just north west of a little town called Veritas. I guess it's a village. In reality, we're out in the middle of nowhere. We're driving for an hour or two, about an hour after the border, and it's just desolation, emptiness, almost no features whatsoever. But it's still great. It's boiling hot, but we're still making good time. The bus is comfortable, nicely air conditioned. Yeah, it's definitely, they're not, I've had so many worse buses in my time, so it's definitely a good choice to make for a cheap trip. So I think we're probably about ready to get back on, get on the bus and make the rest of the journey. I'm not quite sure what the time is. I know that Kyrgyzstan is 1 hour ahead, but I'm not sure if my clock has reset. My watch says about 10 to 1, 5 to 1, but I think it's actually more like 10 to 12, 5 to 12. So I don't know, we'll see when we get it, doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'll get back on the bus and we'll head off in a minute. Okay, so this magnificent building behind me is Kazakhstan Saryan bus station. So up here, actually early, which is quite interesting. The bus ticket said it was leaving at 10 o'clock Kyrgyzstan and arriving at 3 o'clock Kazakhstan. But because Kyrgyzstan is actually 1 hour ahead of Kyrgyzstan, because they don't do daylight savings time, I assumed it was still, instead of a 5 hour journey, it was still going to be 6 hours. So I'd actually be arriving 3 o'clock Kazakhstan time, which would be 4 o'clock Kyrgyzstan time. But no, it's actually 3 o'clock local time. It's actually 2:30. It's actually 3 o'clock Kyrgyzstan time. So it was a 5 hour bus journey. It's actually not even 2 o'clock yet. So we're actually a lot earlier than I thought. It's boiling hot outside. So the only problem I have now is to try and find how to get to my hotel. Now, Australian guy on the bus who was actually in the hostel, he gave me a bus route to get. I have no idea where the bus goes from. So ideally I'd like to get a taxi, but I think it's all this Yandex app, which I can't use because I didn't get a SIM card. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get to the hotel. I can't get on the Wi-Fi in the bus station at the moment, so I can't see if there's any way of contacting a hotel or looking for alternatives. So we're gonna see what happens, but I'll be there at the hotel some point later. made it to the hotel, and it's been a bit rocky today. As I told you, there was a whole issue with my previous hostels, with Hostel World, one having to cancel, the other one being cancelled without me asking for it, and then having to cancel the one I booked instead. And I managed to get this hotel booked late at night. From the bus station, I decided to do probably the wrong thing, which was to walk outside the front door and just stand there for a few minutes. Gentleman came over, said taxi, taxi, showed him the address, he showed me the price. At first I thought he said 600 because he typed on his phone 600-0, and I thought the dash was just their way of doing decimals. And 600 would be less than £1. So I said, yeah, absolutely. But as I was walking to the car, I thought, that's obviously not right. So I double checked with him on my phone, and no, it was 6,000. But 6,000 is still less than £10 to get across the largest city in Central Asia in a population of like 2 million or something. So yeah, I wasn't going to quibble with that. Straight through, very reliable, got me here, no problem with that. So I'm happy with that. However, there was actually an issue with the booking for this hotel. They didn't have the booking. I showed them the email from Hostel World, did the booking reference. I even checked my bank account to show that the deposit had been paid, but they had no booking. And then the hotel staff checked with the manager, who was somewhere else, no booking at all. So a little bit irritated by that, but great thing is the hotel, they still had a room available, so we booked the room. I'm here, same price. Well, so it's a little bit more expensive because I paid the deposit. So I've got to somehow get that 14 quid back from Hostel World. It seems some now, obviously because I booked it so late in the evening, that could be an issue. But then again, isn't the whole thing about booking instantly like this, booking online, is that it's an instant booking, instant confirmation? Also had the issue with the other hostel when I booked, and then they came back saying, actually, it's not available, can you cancel it? So I do accept that there could be some crossover, but no, but I think 10 o'clock at night for the next day book, I don't think that's too much to ask to be passed on and be correct. There was no emails from anyone else saying, oh, actually the room's not available, whatever. And of course the room was available. I'm right here. So as you've seen, the room was actually very nice. It's a 64,000 tenge, which is less than £100 for 2 nights. It's about 45 each. This is actually a very, excuse me, my phone is spinning, is moving around for some weird reason. Yeah, so £45 per night for this room, I think is very good. Lovely plush carpets. The decor in the hotel is really nice. The reception is very helpful. She very good English. She really, did whatever she needed to do. The problems are there with Hostel World, not with the hotel. They actually said that they don't like Hostel World. They don't really deal with them, so they probably shouldn't have their hotel listed. I don't know how it works, whether or not they just have their hotel listed with some central system and Hostel World goes on to that or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so in terms of whether it's Hostel World's a bad thing, I think it's just because I use Hostel World quite a lot. When you use a service often enough, at some point it's going to go wrong. You're going to have to deal with issues. If you fly often enough, you're probably going to be in some sort of incident. And likewise, if you're using, I know that's a very dark thing to say, especially recently, but if you use a service often enough, you're going to hit problems at some time. And I think this is just the case with me. It's just one of those things. But I've still got to get some money back from Hostel World. The booking yesterday, I only get a partial refund. I think I should be getting all of that back, considering the late cancellation was down to this issue with, I made the booking through Hostel World, but actually the dates weren't available, so it wasn't actually my fault. The cancellation wasn't my fault. Anyway, so I'm here now. I'm going to have a little bit of a rest. I was thinking about going to a football match tonight. There's an Australian guy I got chatting to, said that there was actually a big Kazakhstan Premier League match going on tonight. the second in the table. I've got a bit of a crunch match going on, so I'm going to look into that. That might be something worth going to. If it's too far, obviously it's too far away, I'm not going to bother. I'll probably just go out in the town. But yeah, we'll see. So I'm here in Almaty in Kazakhstan. I'm all safe, just hot and sweaty from that 5-hour bus ride, and I'm just going to have a bit of rest, and then I'm going to start my short trip. So see you in the next video.